Why do we work with SneakerCon? The main reason is we were a young brand 3 years ago, and this was a young sneaker event 3 years ago. And as a team, two teams, we felt that it was the right thing to do for us to align ourselves with each other. So as SneakerCon within the industry has grown to the size that you see around us today, we found that our brand within the US market has grown at the same pace. So it's been more a partnership as friends, as colleagues, to assist each other in our growth within the business. My timeline within the industry, it goes back a while. At the age of 17, I joined a retailer in the UK called JD Sports. At that point, they had 2 stores, and I was given the job because I could do woodwork to an O-level degree. So basically, I could help on the shop fits and work in the warehouse. Fast track 15 years, I was the buying director of that retail chain. They had 500 doors and were doing a billion pound turnover. 14 years ago, I decided to come to the dark side. I'd been buying for a long time and decided to be a salesman. I sold and launched a few brands, the biggest one being Superdry within the UK market. I then bumped into the 3 brothers who own Crep Protect. January 2013. We got together as a business, as partners, and we've gone from 2013, 6,000 unit sales, to 2018 will be around 20 million units. With regards to passing the baton on to the new group, I'm always amazed by the entrepreneurship that's shown at these events. You've got kids who are 12, 13, 14 years old who could show industry, people who've got 20 years of the industry, how to run a business. The big difference between the way this is going and the way brands were built in the past is we're not doing magazine advertising, we're not doing TV advertising, we're doing social media, the kids are watching YouTube, the kids are creating YouTube channels. And you take a look at people like Blazendary Kicks or Just Win or Kai Somar, they've got people who are queuing up for days to see them. And the question is the wrong way around. It's the 40 and 50-year-old guys sat in their offices thinking that they're down with the kids who need to come here and see how wrong they are, because the future's here and it's not in corporate land. I think the biggest thing that needs to be learned by the group here is there are many great ideas. There's kids who are coming and going, I want to do this. This is my opportunity. This is my niche. This is my future. But they're not thinking about the business side of it. So they've got all the colour, they've got all the ideas, but there's no black and white behind it. And I know it's dull. It's dull as dishwater. But if you want to be in this business like I've been for 32 years, do your homework. Do your studying and realise that when excuse the French, the shit hits the fan, you've got to have a stable base to be able to return back to. I think it was JFK who said all boats float on a rising tide. And at the moment we've got a rising tide of optimism and of opportunity. When it dips, the kids who've done the homework and have properly got the business acumen behind them, they'll be the ones who then take that next step. The ones who've got the ideas but none of the business, they'll fall apart. And that'll be a shame, because it might be the superstars that are here now who think they're going to continue, but it's a kid who's just beginning now, but he's doing his homework and becomes a guy in 20 years who's still doing this role. As I was saying with regards to one of the reasons we worked with SneakerCon was 3 years ago we started doing work with this exhibit. We came and we did what we're doing in a far smaller way, and we got the guys on board, the kids, the boys and girls who knew what the brand was. We were still knocking on the doors of the retailer, and the buyers were the slower of the two. So the end user, the kid in the street, knew what Crep Protect was all about. But we then had to convince the buyer. When we'd eventually done that, and we got the product into the marketplace, boom, it kicked off. You know, because the kids here were waiting for it. So we did the hard work here. It cost us money, do a few sales, make a lot of noise. But then when we eventually got it in store, it was ready to go. With regards to our marketing, what we want to do is bring experience. So yes, we're using currently the Off-White collection. It's just been released, so we put the most up-to-date shoes in our display. We've got in the truck, we've got the self-lacing mags. You know, the last pair that sold was $200,000. So that brings a lot of heat. But we don't see that as a waste, like paying for magazine advertising, because we still own the sneakers, we still own the mags, and at some point we'll sell them if needed. So yes, it's an investment and it's an expense, but it's not an expense to printed media. It's an expense so we can then do a big video, get it on our Instagram, that goes to our ambassadors, that goes on their Instagram, that goes to the followers, goes on their Instagram, and the ripple goes on and on and on. And we still own the $200,000 pair of shoes. As you say, the biggest reason why we need to stay authentic within the market is yesterday, there were 20,000 kids walking around this show, all with a telephone, which is a mini computer that they can blast out what they wish about any brand, about any person for that brand, and there's nothing we can do about it. If we're not authentic, we're found out very, very quickly. If we're selling something that doesn't work, if we're selling something that they don't appreciate, they vote with their feet and with their phones, and we'd be dead in the water. So we've got to stay authentic, we've got to stay true to the masses, we've got to stay true to this sneaker game, and we've got to be part of what SneakerCon do and grow this business and bring more people in, but make sure that the people that we do get involved with are the right people, the decent people. So that's our biggest thing. Stay authentic, work with nice people, say good things.